bomb with a Zeranium payload. That's madness! Do you know the value of Zeranium on the open market? This is quite the whodunit.
My insides, they're on... What's hotter than fire? They're on lava, they're on Planck plasma, they're on Clive's extra special Borst. Oh, thank law. It's Barnabas, the Borst Borst. Barnabas.
What in the scrupulous name of profitable deductibles do you think you're doing? Just who are you, and why are you walking through my triage? Some kind of rocket attack, or maybe an orbital strike. Can't rightly say for sure, but it came from above and hit us hard. Don't suppose you're looking for a way to help. I'm absolutely desperate, and I'm sure I could rustle up some suitable reward if you help. We need compression coils. The attack left more wounded than I have supplies for, plus a hefty amount of Zeranium poisoning. And the coils on our autodocs have worn out. Without them, they can't convert raw materials into the medicaments needed to help the soldiers heal. How fortuitous. This feels like my first bit of luck in ages. It's a start. Thank you. Please, come back when you found more.
I've been laid up same as those troopers, and I don't wish that kind of suffering on anyone, antis or no. Let's look for those coils.
I just threw up all over my shoes. And the laces are melting. Why are the laces melting? My insides, they're on... What's hotter than fire? They're on lava, they're on Planck plasma. Real warrior.
Did that blast give me a dunder? Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked? You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot? Yeah? Well, what exactly makes you so sure of that? Well, I suppose I appreciate your honesty. But even if I believe you, so what? The damage is done, and it's not like I'm mounting a counterattack. Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, hello, Maven of all marketing? Just letting you know that this scrutinization officer says everything's hunky-dory. You've clearly been out in the Dorado sun for too long. Ah, an offer for transaction. Now you're talking my language. Didn't reckon you as someone sympathetic to our ways. It just so happens we might be able to trade services. Normally, I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might be useful. Lately, my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me. Well, who else should I be worried about? Do you have any idea how abysmal that's going to look on my next employment review? You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you a word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for me is good for you, see? Quid pro quo. Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side. That bomb that hit us, it was filled with uranium. So not only did it kill us the good old-fashioned way, it also caused serious poisoning. My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it, her hourly rate is ridiculous, and our damn autodocs have gone on the fritz from the workload. You get her the compression coil she needs to make the autodocs work, and that should cut her billable hours in half, and then I'll send your message. Now, you know that's an irrevocable deal, right? As in, please remember it's legally binding, and I will sue you if you fail to get it done. So don't let either of us down.
Even standing amidst the smoldering ruins of this outpost, the bleeding bodies of his comrades, this fellow thinks only of profit. Auntie's choice is truly odious.
Please tell me there's a damn good reason you're back. Wonderful. And with your sincerity assured by the bits in my pocket, I feel absolutely confident in your professed innocence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a whole mess of hassle I've got to dig myself out from under. You've returned. Is there a reason you're looking to monopolize mine value? That's right, I do. How does solving a murder strike you? And stop eating up my time. It's far too precious to waste on those who fail to see its value.
Auntie's choice is the best.
Auntie's, this is the worst! Better than being shot at. This is the...
Up, down, up. You got my begrudging respect. So congratulations.
Have a profitable day.
You lost, stranger? I don't see a lot of new faces in these parts. What are you? Order? Protectorate? Anti? Really? An Earth Directorate agent? I have no idea what that is, but okay. Me? I'm a Sprat Trapper. Cute little things, but their tallow and hides fetch a high price. Used to be Protectorate, then worked for the Order, then Anti. Whoever's calling the shots on a given day. Now, I'm just waiting for the dust to settle so I can find out who I work for tomorrow. Gregory? Well, I'm glad to hear he's still kicking. Loyal customer. Very particular about his sprats. These being hard times, I've had to raise my prices. Gal's gotta eat, and I don't care for sprat meat. Hey! These are premium sprats. But damn it, I can't have anyone spreading word that my sprats are inferior quality. That'd follow me forever. Go on, take them. Let's just keep this between us.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Any luck with the sprat hunt? Decent quality, all things considered. Frankie's work is second to none. You can tell the good doctor I'll be around shortly, armed with needle and thread, calipers, and my finest jar of glass eyes. No, thank you. It's always a pleasure to bring passion to one's work, even when that passion is a tad morbid. Be seeing ya, Agent.
Greetings once more, potential qualified engineer. Searching for navigation data back to Matriarch's Mercy. Null. Result. Error. Navigation systems offline. Fair. Warning. This searching for navigation data. Navigation systems re-initializing. Processing optimal path toward Matriarch's Mercy. Return sequence will be initiated once path is determined. Clarification of purpose confirmed. This unit will arrive at its destination with 0.02% higher efficiency. Thank you, qualified engineer.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was? By calculating the position of every atom.
Thanks to you, our automechanical doctor has been dispensing medication and setting broken limbs with tireless efficiency. Take this. On behalf of the Order and the displaced, I thank you. Now, will there be anything else? From a medical standpoint, the taxidermist doctor was an unconventional choice. But I can't deny the result. Here, you've earned it. Now, will there be anything else? How can I be of service? I can tend to your injuries. Many thanks. Now, hold still. Right as rain.
Every scientician yearns to visit the archive on Cloister. One day, it will come all.
Go on. You take care now. You hear?
The paradigm is a self-centered derivative. Derivative take on the grand plan. That's how little the Protectorate respects your intellect.
I communicated your prediction to Administrator Agarwal. I'm not sure why she's budged on letting the refugees move into the exclusion zone, but I agree. Very worrying indeed. Anything I can do to assist you? Yes, what have you discovered? Oh, you've lessened the load on my mind considerably. And you have the Order's gratitude. Any other updates?
Please, not so close. I'm aggregating vital, time-sensitive data, and your perpetual motion is distracting.
Greetings, qualified engineer.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The console.
No offense to Val. Anyway,
It seems the Order was unprepared to receive refugees in the sheer numbers they have. Theories cannot stand against the cruel facts of reality. But it is the refugees that arrest my attention more than their would-be handlers. Any who leave the Protectorate fold deserve punishment. There is no such thing as a non-combatant in a system under siege. If Arcadia faced famine, I would pick up a trowel. Expecting a common subject to aid in Arcadia's defense is no different. My feelings aside, I shall not judge them, owing to our bargain. But I cannot promise my duty shall not win out in the future.
Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlist is not. Solved.
Probability and the grand plan.
That's gotta be the end ray range. I'm looking forward to having some words with this Victor.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Never let a locked door stop us before. Let's look for another way in.
No justice was enacted here. This was a massacre.
little grub fingers of yours. Bring them close so we can chop them off.
.36 cubed, divided by the standard rate of fluid flow, and then you multiply.
Best talk quick, Commander. Won't give any answers once that bullet's finished its work.
I was unaware that Victor, that is, Archivist Clemens, requested aid. Did he? I hope you're here to help regardless. That would be nice. Architect's mercy, thank you. It is so much easier to be polite when I needn't fear all of my bones sliding out of my body. Oh, dear Archivist Clemens has been so strange lately. So distant, so agitated. And not his normal agitation, mind you. This is something different. Much worse. He's deeper in the facility, working on something he deemed to be of the utmost importance. Either he is still below, continuing said work, or he is quite dead. And with all those cultists gallivanting about, I don't fancy his odds. "3 days ago, the range was inundated with fiends. Cultists, I believe. I am unaware if they're immensely foolhardy or simply mad, but they've caused no shortage of destruction. I've seen few firsthand, but that isn't because they've gone. Rather, I believe they have become visibility deficient. You can attempt such, but if my current state is any indication, the cultists are unlikely to be sporting with you. Oh, there's no such thing as invisibility. I can only theorize that their visual forms were sent out of phase when they haphazardly tampered with pressurized N-rays. It's a shame the facility is in shambles. We've an N-ray scanner device that may render the cultists far easier for one to locate. If I'm still alive in a week, I'll put in a suggestion to the presiding bishop that N-ray scanners be standard issue. The scanner is an optical device designed to detect electrical signals, and the N-ray is given off by all living beings. Visible or not, the cultists still give off N-rays. It was stored nearby. But with the damage to the facility, you'll likely need to use the maintenance vent on the wall there behind the screen to get anywhere near it. I appreciate your aid. I'm going to wait here and try to prevent my wounds from reopening. I appreciate your help. Dying makes it so difficult. I appreciate your help.
I believe that device on the counter is the N-ray scanner. Let us hope this is not one of the Order's unstable prototypes.
Give the order and I'll take care of it, Commander.
no surprise that the Order would contrive such an inane backup system. I hope we needn't solve a mathematical proof if one of us need visit the restroom.
You've opened the way forward. Very good work.
Stand against us! I am primed to punish!
You leave at once.
You cannot remain here. Complication after complication befalls this facility, and death stalks its halls. It was all well and good to end those cultists' suffering, but that was but the barest tip of the danger present in this facility. I implore you to depart. I have nothing to say. You're here to stop me. But if I'm stopped, the consequences will be exponential. Oh, I don't expect people like you or Augustine to understand. My work is humane and must be finished. All else is secondary. You must remove yourself from the range. I don't want your blood on my hands, but I will spill it if you force me. I'm disinclined for any of us to die, whatever the reasoning. That is why I must complete my work uninterrupted. I beg you, leave immediately. Remain, and you will assuredly suffer a violent demise.
Victor, I fully understand the importance of your work. This is exactly why I push you so. Your moral justifications for delaying your delivery are misguided. Dead is dead. What matter is it if their ends come in 1 minute or 3? If you seek to be humane in your duties, fine. So long as I get the explosives in time. But if we fail to act, the Order will be lost forever. Collateral damage was always inevitable, Victor. You knew this. And the longer you take in your laboratory, the greater your risk of being caught becomes. If that happens, you know what must be done. But I should remind you that such a failure will result in vastly more suffering for all parties involved. We need those explosives now, Victor. Let's finish this. Victor, I fully understand the dead is, but if we, and the longer you, but
unit. I shall not stay You're hurt, Commander. Steel yourself.
Regular duck pot.
Viscerally.
You, friend of friends, are a greater ally than any number of fellow scientists.
To approach my holdout, I once again ask you to stop. The path ahead is filled with unseen traps. Whether cultist or wayward scientist, you will be killed. I cannot afford your interruption. Once more.
Hardly believe my eyes. I didn't think I would be leaving this room with all of my innards within. I see you possess our N-ray scanner. Ooh, ingenious device. If I'd had it, I may have evaded being trapped here. Damn that Victor and damn his hubris. Fitting that his experiment would cause so much strife, that he would be untouched by the ensuing pandemonium. Pardon my excitement. It's been an eventful day. I don't know the specifics, only that Victor was performing a procedure utilizing processed N-rays. When those cultists flooded the range, they damaged the N-ray canisters. In the ensuing chaos, Victor's experiment was destroyed. I know some cultists were killed, but many more still live, moving unseen through the range. Survived is something of an overstatement. Most of the cultists died immediately upon exposure, and according to past experiments, those that haven't are experiencing accelerated organ liquefaction. I would be more sympathetic to their collective plight, had they not promised to insert every item in this room down my throat in reverse alphabetical order. Because he refused to follow procedure. He didn't take an assistant or allow anyone to see his data, and now it's all consigned to oblivion. What a waste. Oh, believe me, this is more excitement than I ever wanted. I shall. part I see. Damn it, Victor. I don't. In the ensuing, because he refused to follow procedure. Most mud, if you're not attached, they are physically.
Troublemaker approaching.
How many times must I say only death lies ahead? Observe. You have been personified. The time for that is over. Please.
Would need a target for that.
Ain't nothing there. No target.
lawbreakers about. You're hurt, Commander. Steel yourself.
My entreaties were never going to pierce your stubborn will. Not when we spoke before, not when you reached my traps. I should have guessed. There is but one option left to me. To save Arcadia, to ensure the future, we must both die. I was warned that you would attempt to. You would use subterfuge to sway me. I cannot allow this. I cannot allow our efforts to be in vain. If DeVries does not receive my explosive, she will resort to a violent assault. Many will die, pointlessly, and in agony. I can at least deliver them an instant, painless death. I thought this explosive vest would be an unnecessary precaution. All I can hope is that by blasting us both from the field of play, the Order shall find its way to truth. Want has nothing to do with it. I have very specific instructions on how to proceed in the face of contingencies such as yourself. And you cannot possibly understand whether I am or am not capable of martyrdom. You do not know my depth of character. At the end of all things, my decisions were predestined. I am not at liberty to divulge the reasoning behind my actions. You're not with the Order. You cannot understand why this would be. Could I explain, the words would be lost on you. Your verbiage does not conceal the gaps in your knowledge. But the presiding bishop has taught us that ignorance is not a punishable sin. If the Order is not prevented from reaching its true potential and solves the universal equation, all scientific uncertainty and any associated suffering will end. If what you say is true, then you have my tentative thanks. However, scientific certainty would absolutely have prevented that from happening. We would have predicted it. DeVries opened my eyes. The Order is on the path to absolute truth. And if they are not interrupted, this truth can be pursued. The one right path for humanity revealed to us. Politics cannot bind us. Uncertainty cannot strangle. And no one can be allowed to waltz in and hurl our plans into disarray. What? How do you not understand the present situation? What coward would strap an explosive device to himself? That's not all this. Helping DeVries, completing the work on my explosives is important. It matters. DeVries agrees. Augustine couldn't have done such a thing. She was on a secret mission at the time. I don't wish to believe you, but what you're saying has the ring of truth to it. I've been a fool going along with this farce. But it stops now. My relationship with Augustine is at an end. I appreciate your consideration. Things could have been very different had your cooler head not prevailed. I found a way to, via the use of processed N-rays, send objects out of phase. It was inconsistent, but I was close to isolating the procedure. DeVries needed explosives for her plan. By making them unseen, the explosives could be placed as efficiently as possible. No one would be maimed or injured, just killed. Saying that out loud now, it sounds unreal. But somehow, I convinced myself that leaving no survivors was more humane. It's a shame I can't speak to a vicar. Here, it is the key to my quarters. Take whatever you find. That will ensure that I cannot use any of it to further DeVries' aims, even if I wanted to. You've certainly convinced me I cannot remain here. May we meet again, when the paths of our lives are at greater apexes. I owe you not only my life, but the sheer knowledge that you've turned me from a terrible path. I will make the most of it. I promise you.
Manufacturer 7 is presently under lockdown. Unauthorized entry is barred due to contrivance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the Abbot? We don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Metadine. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to knock the hinges and fenders. Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack? What I'd like to know is why our illustrious leader
So, the Abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Oh, and I see you have a Protectorate Arbiter with you as well. Of course.
Your casual method of address has been noted. Consider yourself thankful that present company stays my wrath. Some.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. Both of them? Well, one can hardly argue against thoroughness. I admit I'm, to a reasonable degree, pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
Proctor's a low-functioning functionary at best. I mean, look at this mess. Explosion.
Well, running a manufacturing.
What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate? Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge. Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it. A transport pod full of Zeranium was fired from here, at Outpost Opportunity. It subsequently exploded in spectacular fashion. A low-ranking scientician. Been here for years. Presumably she's below in operations. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me.
This unit is currently unavailable for meaningless interaction.
I will not tolerate such disorderly conduct.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately. Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this. You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast? I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something? I demand your unconditional surrender at once. Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
things have been a mite haywire.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. But I'm now realizing how little we actually know about her. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about. Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse. Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she is no longer a problem.
Hello. Farewell. Thank you for this efficiently compact conversation.
Cause trouble, and I will school you chapter and verse.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Hello, layperson.
I suppose I could spare 0.004% of my daily cycle to say hello.
Stop deviating from the baseline.
2 exemplars, dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operations.
Of course, she's hiding something. You think those 2 exemplars just fell wrong? Alva's been here for how many years? I never noticed her. Just blended in with the scenery somehow. We don't wrap this up soon? No reason to be
Consumers
up
to our brain cases.
The manufactory is anything but diminutive. It chagrins me to admit it, but the Order knows their pomp.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire. Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Could that be a Protectorate Arbiter? And someone else? Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. I expect few in the Order know of you, but, well, I've kept to a role here that is purposely not very taxing. Others prefer calculations in their spare time. I have my stories. Between launches, I enjoyed serials, 2-bit dreadfuls, periodicals. I adore Zane and Buddy, even if they are considered contraband. And you decidedly share their upright bearing. For the longest time, I didn't realize your organization actually existed. But here you are, well-timed and, no doubt, eager to help. Yes, that was terrible. I feel awful. Though technically speaking, they did kill each other. I didn't mean that to happen. They came at me, weapons drawn. My own training just took over. You see, years ago, I attended an introductory course at the Physical Education Center. I earned top marks. I've refused a few promotions over the years. Undemanding work provides me ample personal time for my stories. I enjoy speculative fiction. Does that make me suspicious?
Feel like I'm watching a work of fiction right now.
Dear me, I wish I did, but actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of. If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the sands favor us against long odds.
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
What is it?
Patrol's back, I hear. Don't see Auntie's being too dissuaded by them, though.
Our Earth Directorate friend. Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
The Factor is less accusatory in his questioning than certain others, which I respect. Good manners cost nothing, I always say.
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different. I appreciate even your hesitant support. Now, I believe you had an update for Initiate Alva.
You've examined the launch records, yes? What did you find? I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear. Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to effect the falsification. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them. There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit. Part of me would like to tease you right now and say, you're not very good at cards, are you, dear? But if you're still on the fence about me, I shouldn't want to tip you over. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Always account for standard deviation.
That Svoboda would have made a good arbiter, hmm? Oh, just a little jest. No, she struck me an over-officious buffoon.
Troublemaker approach.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors? Of course. I am now able to breathe easy and respond freely. Strange question, but yes, all commands pass through the hub here. Through that wiring underneath that open floor panel in the back of the room, actually. Well, in my professional opinion, looks like someone rerouted some commands from operations. Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they were doing or were in a rush, or both. Works in operations, right? Always on about her stories. Wish I had time to watch Serial. I was in my cot doing advanced equations. The door was creaky to open. I should have known it would lodge in place when it closed, but I was distracted by the disheveled state of the room and rushed inside. Well, that's about everything I know about everything. Let you be on your way. Careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
Vector's been inbound.
May the plan guide you.
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Something about that Albert doesn't square. And she called me sad. I'm not sad. Just for the record. Now's not really the time for a chat. You need...
Yes, suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. Oh, what else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort. Oh. Well, I might have kept the item in question then. No matter. It should guarantee you remain motivated to see it through. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours. All right. I suppose that could work too. This card will allow you into our research lab, which is right past operations. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display. I do so hope you'll consider venting the gas, should you be up that way. Yes, I have had my fill of stochastic uncertainty today. You're back. I see my choice in you was well-founded. Zeranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquiet... Of course, of course. What's on your mind? Now that you mention it, yes. I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here. You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware higher levels of cortisol can impede the encoding of memory. I am great. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
Always account for standard deviation.
Oh, hello, dear.
Returned already. I'm sure Alva will be interested in what you learn.
Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is. Always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. Svoboda has clearance, but not the know-how.
I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you dears to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufactory button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint. I must admit, I'm not entirely sure. The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid. I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda. Yes, you did work for Orlo, didn't you? If the former bishop trusted you to intercede when necessary, I suppose I must as well. I won't stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
I don't know what you found, but any so-called evidence was likely laid there for someone to discover. By a party with years spent in hiding. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
Would have been nice to perform that search before there was a corpse in the room, but pickers and choosers.
The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. The Proctor left her terminal on. Maybe it holds some sign of who she was working for.
Could have sworn that terminal was off before. Probably wouldn't hurt to check it out and see if we can't glean anything more about the attack.
This space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors. Should be safe to go inside. The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme. Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I'd propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say? Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it? Well then, until the appointed hour.
My fellow Loyalists, it is time. Due to the Earth Directorate operatives' continued meddling, we must increment our timetable by a factor of hours, not days. Accordingly, our forces have taken over the monastery. Those I predetermined to be resilient to reason have been executed. The rest should not cause us trouble. I have locked the lift to prevent the agent from reaching the monastery, but the following code will grant you access. 34145. I will continue my work from here, supplying Augustine with everything she needs for our plan to succeed, and delaying the agent as I'm able to. May the results of our actions today secure a more prosperous tomorrow for our sacred order.
That snake. You think the Abbot's involved too? If he ain't, he's in for a rude awakening. We should get ourselves back to the monastery.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts. May fate and fortune converge.
believe Arcadia shall ever return to happiness? One never relishes saying we did predict a catastrophe could occur. Every scientician yearns to visit the archive.
Grand Architect! First an attack on the monastery and now...
Operating on civilians is not so different from cutting.
Thank you again. How can I be of... My supplies are... Hello, how can I be? My supplies...
Agent! Oh, thank good odds and high probabilities you're back. There's been an incident. A rogue faction has taken over the monastery. My Seer Wiley, is trapped up there with other hostages of the Order. To make matters worse, my access code's not working. Without it, I've no way of calling the lift. No, I've known Landon for years. You must be mistaken. If what you say is true, that is damning evidence indeed. But why would he do it? Align himself against the Order? Against a friend? That's a serious accusation. Why would I do such a thing? Far from it. I celebrate Wiley's gifts. I recognize he's a far superior scholar than I'll ever be. No, I can't discuss this right now. The monastery. The truth is, I held Wiley back. I kept him from advancing for my own selfish gains by spreading lies and false concern over his competence behind his back. But I needed him. I still need him. I'm not the savant he is, never have been. If he'd advanced beyond his current role, my deficiencies would have been made manifest to all. I'm sorry, but we really haven't the time to litigate this issue further. In case I didn't make it clear before, the monastery is currently in jeopardy. Peace talks? Yes, Ruth informed me, but how did you learn of them? No one outside a select circle are supposed to be aware they're happening. Now is not the time for jokes! Representatives of Auntie's Choice in the Order are meeting to discuss an armistice and possible collaboration. It's an unprecedented opportunity to shorten this war. I know I mentioned it before, but compartmentalization is crucial to the success of most of the Order's operations. I wish I could offer more details than that. But I'm afraid I won't be accompanying you. I can't be sure my presence wouldn't alter the outcome of your efforts in prodigious and unforeseen ways. I have full confidence in your skills. You are an Earth Directorate agent, after all. For myself, I regret to say I'm a peacetime abbot. I was never meant to navigate a war. Once you reach the monastery, make your way to the observatory. If the conspirators are seeking the coordinates of the talks, no doubt their efforts will be concentrated there. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Please, keep your...
If it's this bad down here, can't imagine what the situation's like upstairs.
I am 100% certain that his tensile strength is marginally greater than our combined weight. Probably.
Wait, look! Someone just came up via the lift. It must be unlocked. Watch out for Wiley. He's accounted for everything. He'll know you're coming.
We'd love to help, but not as much as we prefer to
Watch out for
lead.
Wiley.
Plan guide.
He's accounted for everything. He'll know you're coming.
Wiley said I wasn't on his list and let me go. I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something? Wiley said I wasn't on his list and let me go. He must have predicted I wouldn't fight back. I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something?
Reckon the Order teaches this flair for the dramatic to all their seers? Or is he a special case?
Or that catalyst. Setting into motion the future most aligned with the plan. Hold that belief in your minds. Let it strengthen your resolve, and do not hesitate. The time for ideation is concluded. Now is the time for execution. Those outside the Order
nice of Sir Wiley to leave us this nightmare.
Hostile not.
Rejuvenation device.
That device.
Give the order and I'll take care of him.
I am primed to punish.
Found another one. Damn it. I knew there'd be a high probability of fighting, but I didn't think.
None of that. Remember what Wiley told us.
Document every corpse you find so we have an accurate head count later.
Search suspended.
Yes, that. Also, not everyone will share our vision of the plan. We gave them the option to join us. That's not our fault, Agent.
Huh?
One, 2, 3, 5, 8. One,
Got trouble, man.
2,
Got my lamps on and on front.
8.
Witness what befalls enemies. Anomalism.
Another gore-splattered bathhouse. If you've seen one, you've really seen them all. Trust me. I suppose you can penetrate those N-Raid junction boxes using the scanner, since this path apparently cannot be straightforward.
Huh. I'd have expected better cable management from the border.
Prosecuting! Ready to take the heat off, Commander. Just say when. I shall not stay your execution. Keep doing what you stand against us.
I'll give you the 60-second version. This progenitor of the Lord was the first to teach the defined and advanced. Society at that final stage will exceed human consciousness.
Could have swore we left Scrabbles back on the ship.
This the Abbott's room?
Oh. Looks like we have a new volume of Star-Crossed Amidst the Stars. I thought that series was out of print.
Well, well. Didn't figure you for a fan of... How did the censor put it? Immoderate depictions of intimate relationships.
There's nothing shameful about being well-read. How else is an arbiter to know the mind of the common subject?
Which one's your favorite? Wait, don't answer that. It'll be more fun if I guess.
I am displeased at our decision not to save the hostages. Hopefully, we shall avenge them. Those hostages. I can only hope your hand slipped. I am displeased at our decision not to save the hostages. Hopefully, we shall avenge them. Those hostages. I can only...
We should keep moving, Commander.
Let us push through this wretched locale and eliminate the seer before he can cause any further harm.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander. We'll be terminated.
Let us push through this wretched locale and eliminate the seer before he can cause any further harm. Unduly audacious. The Abbot's room, no doubt. Oh, looks like he has a new volume of Star-Crossed Amidst the Stars. I thought that series was out of print.
Well, well. Didn't figure you for a fan of, have the sense of push. Immoderate depictions of intimate relationships.
There's nothing shameful about being well-read. How else is an arbiter to know the mind of the common subject?
Which one's your favorite? Wait, don't answer that. It'll be more fun if I guess.
Has failed this order as its preeminent leader. And without our intervention, she would make peace with the primitive minds of Auntie's choice. This must be prevented, whatever the cost, or humanity's ascendance will be forestalled by centuries, if not millennia.
But that's hardly a sad
Blood spilled today is merely correctional ink, stamped onto a test of order aptitude. And whom do we blame when a student fails? Why, they're... Of course. Bishop Bassar has failed this order as its preeminent leader.
Let us push.
The stalwart agent arrives. I need more time to finish my work. So you go through the door on the right. You'll find the means to save them by solving a simple puzzle. Leave through the other door, however, and they will die, screaming.
What scum! Utilizing the lives of the relatively innocent as bargaining chips? We must bring this wastrel low immediately.
Seer was right about one thing. We wouldn't be very good Earth Directorate agents if we just left them to die.
Other arbiters would disagree, but I believe this to be right. These hostages must live through today to rejoin the Protectorate tomorrow.
Praise high probability. Wiley trapped us here. He lets some others go, but
I'm guessing the safe is part of Wiley's puzzle. Odd how obvious he's made it.
Hold on a second. Cannot stand. Minimizing distance to maximize damage.
Taking cover. You have my thanks and my hammer. where it goes.
No, I haven't encountered this much of a waste of time since I tried programming Val to understand sarcasm.
Ah, see? Didn't I tell you our friend would be back? Hurry! Disable the coin press machine!
Good work regarding the hostages. We will avenge our lost time upon the Seer's hide.
Thank you, stranger. We should be okay here for now. Go pay Wiley his just dividends. For all of us.
I shall not stay! Your vitals look
Got my lamps on an unfriendly.
Is that supposed to be Praetor? Looks a little small to me.
cannot believe Clemens fell for whatever half-baked argument you managed to cobble together. That imbecile. And Svoboda. I thought her more capable. You may have bested my peers, but they were never my equal anyway. And neither are you. You took so long, I was beginning to think my little puzzle actually stumped you. Oh, I think my average walking speed will suffice once I've finished dispatching you. You seem confused. Allow me to delineate on the totality of your failure. Saving the hostages delayed you just long enough for me to complete my work. I was able to transmit not only the coordinates for the peace talks, but also the station security protocols, giving Augustine control over its automechanicals. She has everything. That's preposterous. In a transparent attempt at sowing discord between us, I haven't the time nor desire to enumerate the failings in your logic. Suffice to say, you misunderstand the basic fundamentals of my objectives. The Order has been dislocated from its ideals, becoming the opposite of all they espouse. De Vries and I are merely providing a necessary realignment. What in the Architect's computational summary are you on about? That hopeless, ineffectual, over-reliant waste of workspace? He wouldn't dare. But I am beyond reproach. My talent without peer. What has Joseph ever done for the Order except occupy my valuable time with useless queries? No, this is some kind of deception. It has to be. I could not have missed such obvious machinations. My math is correct. My math is always correct. How could I have failed to recognize such gaps in my predictions? I checked and triple-checked. What more could I have done? Where did I err? Enough. Please. Your point has been sufficiently made, and I truly lack the capacity to debate you further. I've already sent Augustine everything she needs. But all our communications are on this terminal. It is yours to peruse. Though I cannot say whether the information will be useful. Obviously, my analytical acumen is not what I'd assumed. All I know is that I was never meant to stop you. Now I must send word to my allies here at the monastery to stand down and notify them of my resignation from the Order. Effective immediately. Leave me be. I have no more predictions to offer, now or ever. Fool I was, to believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme.
Let us proceed with due haste.
I have grown worried. I have not received word from Archivist Clemens in some time, and I imagine you would have relayed any pertinent information by now. I fear this bodes ill. Without him, our only option is a direct assault. A risky proposition, to be sure. The last thing any of us want is for our plan to spiral out of control. And so it falls on you to seize back that control. Use the methods we discussed to take command of the monastery. When it is done, I will send further instruction. You have my trust. See that it is not misplaced. I'm much obliged for your tireless work. With this knowledge of Greater Tranquility Substation and its security codes, our plans for the peace talks can finally be spurred into motion. However, without Archivist Clemens and his explosives at our disposal, we've no choice but to proceed with our contingency plan. A direct assault. Though the codes will allow me control of the automechs on the station, we'd best accept now that more lives may be lost than previously assumed. Yet we must act unflinchingly. To fail now would mean the end of everything.
We should return to the incognito. Get on over to the location of those peace talks. Doubt we'll beat DeVries there, but we ought to try.
I have no more predictions to offer. Now or ever.
Agent, over here. I assume you had a chance to speak with Landon, that is, Seer Wiley. I'm greatly relieved to hear it. Did he mention me at all? I'd rather hope that would not come to light. I gather he did not receive the revelation well. I'm sure you also think me to blame for all of this. But you have to understand my position. How ill-equipped all in the Order are for this new world. With the schism and now the war, the Order stands alone for the first time in its storied history. We have no experience with governance. Well, myself especially. Quite right. No time for wallowing. From this point forward, I will lead by example. Or try to. I suppose there really is no other alternative. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your assistance in reclaiming the monastery. Regrettable as the business was. You are welcome to collect the experimental weapon inside the observatory, the Oracle. It was Landon's design. Only seems fitting you take it. This key will unlock the case. May all your future endeavors proceed in accordance to the plan.
What a fool I was. To believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme.
That's some bad company.
A mistake I will now rectify.
Your judgment has bounced! Out the way for charge! Combat! These things take time, Commander.